bodies are like biscuits. An odd phrase, I'll admit. Is it because people love cheeky custard cream? Yeah, obviously. The world revolves around biscuits. But it's also because they hold a greater meaning. Imagine a godforsaken world where there was only one type of biscuit, and even if that biscuit was the legendary Jammy Dodger, it would become very boring. And the same applies to body image. If you only had one type of body, the world would be extremely miserable and grey. Throughout my life, I've been bullied for being bigger, for being broad, for having big arms, big legs, chubby face, you name it, the works. And, I had this amazing title given to me in Year 8, the ugliest girl in Year 8. Wow, thank you. And I was put in a group chat, wait for it, called Gwenny Fat Henny. I don't know what you make of that, but I can laugh back at it now because it was stupid. But at the time, I was very hurt by it. And, I thought if I was thinner, maybe I'd get a boyfriend or girlfriend and maybe I'd be more accepted. So I tried to lose weight. I went on extreme diets, exercised every day, and, stopped eating so I would be thinner. And I got there, and I wasn't happy at all. And it's all about feeling happy in yourself, feeling comfortable in yourself, and not just to impress other people, but for yourself. I say this like this is easy, but it's not. As much as I would like to bibbity-boppity-boop this issue away, for literal and metaphorical reasons, I cannot, but I'll certainly do my best. I asked my friends, my close friends, about their opinions on body image and their experiences with it. One friend told me that they felt they were obsessed with the numbers that came on the scales. Stop eating, went on extreme diets just to satisfy those numbers, and they wish that they could wake up pretty, and so people would stop bullying them. Another friend told me that they felt they were trapped in a cycle. They were bullied frequently and turned to food for comfort. But they felt that this started the cycle because they thought food would make them bullied more. And a negative relationship formed with themselves, and they started over-analyzing in the mirror and finally gave up on their appearance because they thought people would still think they were ugly. Now, there's a key theme here, the fear surrounding other people's opinions. Studies have shown that 88% of women and 65% of men compare themselves to images they've seen on social media. Now, initially, you don't think that's too shocking because we all acknowledge that we compare ourselves to other people at once in our lives. It's just fact. But what is shocking, that only 5% of people naturally possess the ideal body that's advertised in the media. And what I don't get is, if 95% of us don't have that ideal body, why are we being made to aspire to that 5%, that tiny minority? And then in insult, we degrade our own bodies when we can all find common ground in them. Women are supposed to be petite, but have curves in all the right places and have jawlines and be, eye candy. And it's the same for men. They're supposed to be 6'7", bulging muscles. Henry Cavill. We can all agree that Henry Cavill is amazing, but is it realistic to assume that all men should be like him, look like him? I'm not so sure. One friend told me that he felt very alienated with his body. He was told he never ate enough, that he needed to eat more. And, whenever his confidence was up, these words would send him crashing back down, and understandably, he was very hurt. He told me that because we're so young, we're fed this ideal that being slim and toned is the ideal body, and then all others are not valid. They don't matter, And we just accept that because we're young. But whether we acknowledge it or not, body image is a large part of our lives, and it dictates quite a lot of it. So, I want to tell you, what about the normal human things? Like stretch marks, cellulite, lack of curvature, all these things are normal. It's actually impossible to have none of them. Realistically, you cannot have none of them. And I can confidently say that everyone in this room has at least one of those I just mentioned, or any others that are not seen as ideal. Don't panic. It's normal, or whatever normal is. Let's say there is no normal. We're all supposed to be different, and that's the point. So why should we try and be the same? I like to view body features as something to be admired or you're proud of. So scars can be seen as trophies for the battles you've won, or stretch marks can be seen as cool little patterns that you've distinguished from us all. Whatever makes you feel more comfortable. And it's about finding ways to feel more comfortable and accepting of yourself. So whether that be makeup, or finding little meanings behind body features like I've just done, or clothing, that's what I did. I experimented with my clothing, got a few piercings because piercings are basically therapy, and bought some big chunky boots because they're also therapy. If we think back on what my friends said about their body image, they actually turned to social media for help. Now don't worry, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse are not going to come riding in and punch you in the face if you turn to social media. You can turn to Instagram accounts, TikTok accounts, or even be in a group chat and just find some common ground amongst that. Whatever makes you feel more comfortable, and I think it is important that we find comfort in those. There's a quote by Glennon Doyle that I would like to share with you. Stop obsessing, cursing, perfecting your body like it's all you have to offer the world. Your body is not your art, it's your paintbrush. And I think that's important to remember. You're not some object for other people to gawk at and judge you and tell you how you get to look. That's your job. Only you get to decide how you look. And I think that's very important. So, bodies are like biscuits. Where's the fun if there's no variety? Thank you.